Hello friends, welcome to what is apparently becoming a Quaderly project podcast. So let's see what I've been up to. First, yes, I did say quarterly, not quarterly, because apparently this is happening every 2 months instead of 3 months, or monthly or weekly like most people who podcast. I digress. I film projects that I post, I do projects that I don't film, and I film projects that I don't post. So here's a little bit of past me going through some projects that I did in January. Hello, it is January, and I thought I would give you a quick little update on projects before they go away to their prospective homes. I have this star baby blanket. This was one ball of the mandala. I don't like the Lion brand mandala. I think that it just feels sticky or toothy to work with, which doesn't make sense for an acrylic. This is another star baby blanket. This is much bigger though. It took a lot longer. Well, that's almost down to the floor. I think this was 3 or 4 balls of yarn and half a ball to get the green border. This one worked up much faster than I anticipated. I started at this corner doing the granny stitch. This is corner to corner granny stitch. Increased by 2 stitches at the end of each row until I ran out of 1 ball of yarn, and then I hooked in my second ball of yarn and finished it. Then I went around the border. This was 2.5 balls. As I said before, the granny stitch corner to corner blankets, so easy. When I was making that giant star with the pastel baby yarn, I was getting so burnt out on it, so I just took the 2 remaining balls of this color in my stash and did a corner to corner. That very pastel rainbow with that little green border. Baby blankets are just such a mindless task for me. I feel like I could just gun one out in a couple of meetings without really thinking about it. This baby blanket I am not thrilled with. I did the corner to corner granny stitch in the middle of this, thinking that this pink and this pink was the same brand and whatnot, because they looked very, very similar caked up. But unfortunately the border pink is a much fluffier pink. I did the border in the textured yarn, so now this U shape, that's not just me holding it. That is just the shape of the blanket. The middle is just smaller, which, you know, if you drape it, like if you just throw it over a baby, it's not that big of a deal. I don't like how it looks folded up, but practically speaking, it serves the purpose of a baby blanket. 2 other little crochet baby projects. That yarn that I said I really disliked, this is what it looks like worked up. I'm pretty sure this is a mandala as well. I don't like working with the mandala yarn. It only is this big, so I found some more scrap yarn and sewed a sleepy little face on it, and now it's a lovey. This one I did pre-plan a little bit more since I was on that granny stitch star baby blanket kick, and I knew that I only had 1 ball of this guy left. I think it's another Bernat baby softie. It feels really good, super cute. Thought that I wanted to border it in blue, but I didn't have blue, but then I realized I had this brown, and what is a great thing to make with brown is bunnies. So I put brown around the border, maybe 1/4 of a ball in brown. I made this little bunny. I did finally make the bee pajama shorts. They are very much like the grocery bag shorts version. I don't love it. I tried, guys. I tried to do the elastic waistband. I don't love it. I'm not super entirely thrilled with the bee shorts, but they were bee shorts, so I had to try to fix them for the bees. Do it for the bees. The last 2 items do bring me back to baby blankets, but not really, because they're toddler blankets. One of our friends who is having a baby already has a toddler, so I made a little turtle blanket and a little dinosaurs next to volcanoes wearing Santa hats, snow hats baby blanket, and that's, you know, made out of remnants, scrappy bits, because, you know, if you are becoming a big sister or big brother, it is a very exciting thing, and your world is about to get turned upside down. You're gonna be like, why is this new infant getting all the attention and not me? And I might be jealous because I'm only 2 years old and have the emotional reasoning of a 2-year-old. And I think that that's it for my January updates that I am not actually filming. That was for January. This is now. This blanket, which it's a quilt that was sitting in quilt timeout for quite a while. It is just kind of like a chevron-y thing, but I started the chevrons before I really knew what I was doing, and got them aligned askew, made one stripe like entirely upside down. It was not great time, so it had to be punished by being put in project timeout for a while. I decided that, you know what, finish it February. I'm gonna celebrate finish it February by finally finishing this project that was in timeout for like literally years. And it is currently just like a little lap quilt. It's not too thick, but as far as quilts go, this is something that like we might take to a picnic or something like that, just so that we don't have our butts on the bare ground. It's not perfect, but it's done, and done is better than in the unfinished basket. Yay. Also finished in February, I did my first little raglan sweater right here. This is the warm-up sweater by Space Tricot, which is a free Ravelry download pattern. I believe they're a yarn shop in Canada, and I made it in Yarn Bee Chloe. Now, Yarn Bee is the Hobby Lobby brand of yarn. I did not buy it from Hobby Lobby. I just want to say that I do not support Hobby Lobby. I did not buy this from Hobby Lobby. I got this yarn in a haul from Goodwill, iCard somewhere. But it is a wool and I believe viscose blend. It has a really nice drape to it. I think that it fits really well. I did the smallest size. The only modification I did was I went down a needle size for the ribbing, and I think that this blends in a lot better. It is a really nice drapey, halo-y yarn. I have had a little bit of the pillage. You might ask, did I make this shawl as well? No, this shawl is from Goodwill actually, but I did make another shawl. This Raina shawl, which is also a free Ravelry download, the way that I went a little off script in this was that I went up a needle size because I was using the Shawl in a Cake by Lion Brand Yarns, which is mostly cotton. It is 58% cotton, 39% acrylic, 3% other. So instead of using a nice drapey wool, I used this cotton, which is not particularly warm for right now, but it's going to be really great when it hits 80 degrees next week, just to kind of like keep the sun off. It's Arkansas. We're still doing the thing where it was 60 degrees today. I just have my little shawl on right now because it's starting to cool down a little bit in the evening, but next week it's going to hit up to 80, and then the next week it's going to be down in the 30s again. Arkansas has me very confused as to what I want to cast on and wear right now. And I think one more thing that I finished this week was this little baby blanket with, I don't even know what kind of yarn this was. It was like 6 balls of this delightfully rainbowy yarn, but they were small balls, and then 1 small ball of this red. And I did the corner to corner granny square that I'm so fond of doing for the baby blankets. Did run out a little bit though, so I patched it up with this 7 balls down from my stash with this one 1 ball down with the Raina shawl, 3 balls of the Chloe in colorway Carnation. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 11 balls that I have used in February. That's great. I did do acquisitions again, but in my defense, I do have plans for this one. This is an amount of yarn. I got it off of Poshmark. It's secondhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 balls of this yarn, but they look like very small balls. But I do want to, once again, a free Ravelry download, make the Cancun top. We need the weather to cooperate on us so that we can make that Cancun top when it starts to get super hot consistently. Then we are going to make the Cancun top, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be light and airy and summery, and we're going to be really pumped for it. I'm actually going to write that down on my projects plans. I also, once again from Poshmark, got these 4 balls of yarn. These are Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering in a blue speckle and like a purpley speckle. I don't have explicit plans for this. It was just lovely and sparkly, and it's so squishy. It's a good sock yarn. I have socks on my plans list that I want to do, but it's also entirely possible that these will become nice floaty summer tops as well, because they're just, these are cute. Okay, washcloths. I did not get the appeal of making washcloths until a couple weeks ago, where I was extremely irritated that there were a bunch of rags on the kitchen counters, and all of them were dirty. They were being used to clean things, but like left there to clean more things. And I was just irritated that I did not have a washcloth that I knew that it was clean and I could just wipe off my wet hands on after I was washing them. So I made a bunch of little hanging washcloths and sewed a little button on them so that I could loop them around a, what's it called? I could loop them around a handle or something like that, and it would just like hook on the little button, and they are pretty and decorative in the kitchen. And I used 3 balls of cotton for these. Just happened to have some really nice coordinating colors for cotton. I just free-handed some granny square little washcloths, and I really like these. I think that these are actually quite practical. So 3 more balls of yarn down. I think that puts us at a net neutral for this month, and then whatever balls of yarn we used last month. So I think that we're at a net negative. Yeah, let's say we're at a net negative. I forgot to say that I made this project bag. It is way too big to be used in a lot of practical scenarios. Behold, size, humongous. But this did use up all of this leftover pinky blue wool. If I want to take blanket projects on the go, then this is definitely a project bag for that, but I'm not sure if this is going to leave the house anytime soon. So that's what I did and what I got. What is next to talk about? What we have in progress. Okay, so what is in progress? My husband's grandmother used to crochet, and she doesn't anymore, but we got like a big bag of really pretty intricate granny squares. We kind of decided that we wanted to have these granny squares like on display or something like that, because you know, we have it, we want to use it, let's put them on display. We thought that maybe the best way to put them on display would be like a tapestry wall hanging. Okay, so all these granny squares, they have been stretched and darched and steamed with the iron, and we still have like a million more to go. This is like the first 9 out of 40. These are still, you know, drying for 24 hours. This is going to be slog, but hopefully we will have a nice little tapestry after that. So, good job. I also decided very, very late that I wanted to try to do the bougie sweatshirt knit along. And even though like this technically falls in line with the bougie sweatshirt, I just kind of took that as inspiration to wear something that was, to make something that was very sweatshirty, and this is all I've got on the sweatshirt right now. I don't know the name of it, and I don't think that it even really matters, because I would not recommend this pattern. Like, it called for a tubular cast on of 83 stitches, and then instead of ribbing, it wants you to do twisted ribs. So like, this is not a beginner friendly pattern, and I don't really like how it's written out. Like, I understand how it made sense to the person, but also like, it only comes in size medium and size large. So I don't know if this is this person is trying to be a designer and just really, really bad at it, or if this is just what they made for them and one of their friends and just decided to write it down and post it on Ravelry. I would really hope it's the second one. I am also theoretically in the process of making a Billy Porter inspired dress for one of my friend's weddings. And I did have him try on the mock-up, which is why I'm saying, oh, it's in progress, because I did the mock-up and had him try it on and wrote down the adjustments to it. I just haven't started working on the final draft yet, but also the suit jacket part is based off of an authentic 1940s pattern. I think it was copyright 1942, and it just, no, it was chest circumference was 42 inches, and it just so happened to be like his exact chest measurement. Like we're gonna have to put in the shoulder pads and do a sway back adjustment, but like it fit his chest so well. I was so surprised that it just fit his chest and shoulder, like it fit. And I didn't even know his chest measurement when I got the pattern and cut it out and everything like that. Like, please stay tuned for that, because I really want to make that a series. Because if I'm going to make a wedding dress on this YouTube channel, I am going to have to milk it for every second that it's worth, because I'm going to be so stressed. It's a Billy Porter inspired wedding dress based off of a 40s pattern. Like, I need to make a series out of this, and I'm gonna put like I'm mentally I'm going ham. This is my Met Gala, guys. This is my Met Gala. But of course I do have written down some ideas for projects that I have wanting to do. Josh's dress is underlined as a due date in June. Not getting married in June, but I feel like June is a really good idea to get too close to the final draft so that I can have him try it on, make sure that everything fits, so that we can fluff out, adjust out anything. He can make sure that he has enough room to eat tons and tons of cake on his wedding. So I have that as a deadline in June. My sewing projects that I have plans are, of course, I really want to make some more blouses. I said that in November. I still really need to want to make some more blouses. I just haven't done it yet. Lemon shorts. It's heating up, so I want shorts. That's basically the entire logic behind it. A brown wool skirt. I thrifted some brown wool at Goodwill the other day, and once again, Arkansas is still doing that thing where it is popping up and down with that temperature like crazy. Yes, it is back pain season. So hopefully, if we get another series of cold days, I might want to make that brown wool skirt. And I would also like to make some more project bags. Under knit and crochet projects, I already talked about the collar pullover. I have that as a deadline in April, just because the knit along ends on the 31st of March. Beanies I have written down. I finished a bunch in February, but I did not show you because I gave them to Brady, who in turn gave me a tattoo. I paid for a tattoo in knit hats. So I still have a couple more that like I'm planning on making him. So I just need to make like a couple really good beanies. And he was like, yeah, just whenever you're ready, I will give you tattoos. It's fine. And I was like, I feel like I need to give him like do the trade though. But let me know what you would get tattooed if you were trading hand knit hats for a tattoo. I got a beetle on the back of my arm. I have been calling him Beanie the Beetle because I traded him beanie hats for the beetle tattoo. I was thinking maybe next one I want to get like tiger lilies or something on this arm, but let me know what you would get down in the comments. Baby sweater for person who is having a baby in June or July-ish, so would like to have some baby gifts to give for the baby who's being born in June and July. Of course, the Cancun top. Socks. I've been wanting to knit socks for a while. If I write it down, surely I will do it though, right? Some washcloths. I found some really cute patterns for washcloths, like one with like a little lace flower and one with a pineapple. I don't know why. I just went feral for that pineapple washcloth. I promised Patty that I would crochet her a bee, and I still have not crocheted Sarah's mushroom yet, but I will. It's on the board, so I will be reminded to do it. Did I say project bags already? I think that I need some more project bags. I need some more project bags, right? These are a lot of projects. And in quilts/others, I have an antique birds quilt pattern that I really want to do. Once again, I saw a pattern for that quilt block and just went feral. Cute little bird quilt in my, I just need to make the cute little bird quilt. Trust me when I say it was aggressively cute, but let me know if you would like a video of that down in the comments. So I'm gonna go put my camera on a charger and then maybe come back a little bit later to go through my project bags to see what I actually have in them, because I kind of pulled a lot of them out just to kind of see where we were and see if all of the projects that I have written down match what like what's actually in the bags, let's go through them together in the next video. But if you like this video, feel free to list that with any questions, comments, or concerns down below. Give this a thumbs up. And new videos should be out on Fridays, not every Friday though. So if I were you, I would like this video, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you know when I actually do post. Like always, thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye.